What is going on, beautiful people? We are here to talk to you about Bad Boys episode 9. Boys will be boys. Want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. At the end of the day, I feel like this episode was better than Baddies. And I know y'all want me to be all enthusiastic about every episode, but that ain't possible because during the deep dives, baby, I'm me. I'm me. And I don't watch this from the lens of a regular consumer. I watch it from the lens of someone that works in entertainment, someone that's behind production, someone that's been behind the camera, someone that has met these people, someone that has heard all the stories, someone who knows what's really going on in a lot of situations. And so my viewpoint and my vantage point is different. You know what I'm saying? You know how, you could look through a dark window and look outside, or you can look through a clear window and look outside. A lot of the times when I review this baddies content, I'm looking through a clear window, baby, because I know a lot of shit. And so I be trying to love it like y'all love it, but that ain't realistic. But I do love baddies going wild compared to baddies, and I love bad boys compared to baddies. I think Bad Boys has gotten progressively better as each episode is not just about fighting, but we actually are learning little bits and pieces of these characters. We could walk away having a sense of who Jada is, or a sense of who Lynx is, or a sense of who Corey and Seace are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know none of the bras on baddies. If I haven't met them myself or interviewed them myself, I don't know none of these girls. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. It's not fair to the people that don't regularly consume Now That's TV for y'all to know the pressures and whoever else is from Now That's TV. Or from the Cabinet Girls. The sign of a good show is that you don't need to go to another network to learn about these broads, because you can learn about them on this big ass production. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know shit about these women. Off of this production, don't know shit about these women. I gotta focus on social media or prior information. And if that's y'all, cool. Y'all love these women, that's great. I want to learn about these bras on the thing that I'm paying to watch. I don't want to have to go learn about them somewhere else. And I just think they're doing a piss poor job of it. So it is what it is. We watching from a different lens, but I'm gonna still give my little deep dive. And then you can go to Mona for all the enthusiasm and the excitement. Okay. Island Boy fights Adonis. I thought this was like an even matchup. They're fighting over social media again. Over social media, nothing on the show. Over social media, this is what they fighting for. So, okay, I don't know nothing about what they're talking about, but whatever. They fight. I thought it was like an even situation. Noel says these people are fighting like friends. He says if I was fighting, I would be banging. That is a lie. Noel, the only person you have beat up is Cozy. That's not a flex. Okay? And Noel does not bang. But it's cute that Noel can speak like the way he's speaking. It's cute. I'm happy for him. Banging Adonis says you never asked me. Banger says you never asked me for no. Adonis says you never asked my mother for money. Banger says no. Adonis says you never asked my sister for money. Banger said I asked you for $20 and you got it from your sister. First of all, we're not fighting over $20. In my mind, that's not what we fighting over. In my mind. But they fighting over other stuff. I don't know nothing about nothing because it all happened on social media. Bang and talk about I'm not on, crack or heroin. Adonis says I didn't say none of that. I said coke. And, I'm just like, again, what are we talking about? Adonis fighting Benga is not a fair matchup because Adonis is so big. Like Jonathan said, it's like Goliath fighting David, or David and Goliath, just the gay version. Okay. Is Adonis? I don't know what Adonis is. I don't know. But yeah, it's not a fair matchup. It's not a fair matchup. Like Banger is throwing him, but he's hitting Adonis's stomach. And this is where, it just would have made sense for Banger to hit them nuts, punch them out them nuts. The way you broke what you call a jump, break them nuts in. Break them because you can't jump up and hit his face, break his nut, bang, bang, right in them shits. Break that shit, kick them nuts in. He is not in for a very long time messing with me. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I respect Banger for throwing him, but don't throw him at the chest, throw him at the nuts. Hit him where it hurts, because he's coming down on you. And so it is what it is. This fight it's like Adonis fighting Banger just don't make sense to me. They start talking about each other's mothers. Adonis said your whole family is broke. Natalie says he do be online though. I like how Natalie be acting like she don't know. Like, what? I don't know if Banger's here. What? But then she know. You know what I'm saying? Or she try to act like she don't know what be happening on social media, but she know. Natalie is funny that way. But it's cute because she could do that. She's the CEO. John says like David and Goliath fighting, but gay. Prince hugs Banger. Prince says y'all season is shitting on our season. Prince comes in. Prince looks good. Prince got this reel about him, learning the box and all that. I'm like, okay, that's cute for you, Prince. Okay. In the boxing segment, it didn't really look like he was. Anyways, but I'm happy that Prince is learning how to fight. Prince has always been sexy. Prince looks good. Did anybody else see Seace looking at Prince like, ooh? I saw that. I don't know if I'm rubbing myself because it's a little chilly in here. I got the air on because it's supposed to be 100 degrees in Atlanta. I think Natalie didn't want to go. Okay, so Natalie and the ATVs, they ride the ATVs, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. They have this little moment, but I feel like it's like a 2-minute reel. We don't see much or whatever. We don't see much or whatever, and then it's over. But for the beginning of the ATVs, Natalie is going with Cozy. Cozy just looks so small compared to Natalie. So a lot of people were talking about he's the next. What was the boy name? The guy, if he's the next whatever, Curtis. He's the next Curtis, I think it was his name. I don't think so. Cozy just looks small. He's cute, but he just looks tiny compared to Natalie. Natalie tries to ride the ATV, but Cozy's ATV doesn't work. I'm not no fool. I think Natalie didn't want to ride the ATV. I think Natalie told Cozy, we going to act like your ATV is not working. I got something I got to do. I'm not about to do this. So, we're going to act like it don't work. Unfortunately, you got to stick behind, but I'm sure you'll be fine. I got an appointment to go because, Natalie disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not going to convince me that the shit didn't work. I'm completely convinced that was something that she did because she didn't want to ride the ATVs. But hey, y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Do y'all think that do y'all feel the same way? They love the ATV rides. They come back. I like that there's more dudes in the house. It's kind of giving me, a baddies vibe, but more control. Because regardless, the DR boys are running the show. Like, Banger came in and took over, but it's still like a DR program, if that makes sense. Adonis, he's in there to win it. He's in there like swimwear. Prince, he ain't ruffling no feathers. He's just wanting to be involved. So, and I like Prince's attitude. That's more me. I'm more Prince. You know what I'm saying? With the comedic flair of Banger. Banger is hilarious. Banger coming into the house definitely elevated the season, and it is what it is. The boys ask who should win the money as they drive back from the ATVs, and when I think about this particular season, what bad boys do I think about? I think about Lynx. I think Lynx is a good winner for the money. I think about Shotty. I think about Jada. I think about Landon, even though Landon's out of commission now and Pootie's out of commission. But the top three that come to my mind, is Lynx, Jada, and Shotty. Those are the top three that come to my mind. Lynx is in every episode regardless. Every episode, regardless. Link's confessionals on point. He stood in the pain. He created scenes. He created moments with the cereal and, he's that dude. Like, Lynx is that dude. He should be the #1 draft pick for the 100K. Jada is not as into it as Lynx, but he was into a lot of situations, fought a lot, kind of running the house. Everybody respects him. He's in every episode. He's in the confessionals. He's attached to natural storylines like him and Seace, their love affair, and him starting it with Noel, and all of that stuff. I think Jada is in there like swimwear, and then Shotty, because Shotty has no problem fighting the biggest dude in the house, which is Jada, and Shotty makes sure that he's in there, and he was just, he by way he brought Banger into the situation. Well, not really, but they're my friends. So I feel like between those three, those are the three that are deserving of the money. Top five would round off with Landon and then John. But that's just how I feel. Who do y'all feel deserves the money? Lynx, again, carries the narrative, and he gives the guys a tour of the house when they get back to the house. All the people are eating. It's nice to see that they have food and stuff, but I've heard that the accommodations laid out by Zeus be, top 10. They're touring the house, but y'all mean to tell me there's only 2 rooms in this big-ass house? There's only 2 rooms. Is it because production occupies the rest of the rooms, or the equipment is in the other rooms? We only give these dudes 2 rooms, a master and 1 side room with these side beds. Even the bad girls got in a better situation. That don't sound right. I feel like all the equipment in the stash should be housed in a different house. That's like get a spot with a guest house, and everything goes in the guest house. Y'all only got 2 rooms for these dudes. Don't make sense to me. And then Prince gets in there and he's like, they are living foul. And I agree. You mean to tell me 4 dudes is in this one room? No. That just don't make sense to me. A house that size, at least, bare minimum, has 5 rooms. Bare minimum. Probably 4 rooms. Let's say bare minimum 4 rooms. I just that didn't I don't know, that didn't sit well to me. So they go and see the room with the 4 dudes, and then Cozy brings up Mo City drama. He brings up the Mo City drama, and Adonis talks about it again, online social media mess. And Lynx is like, no, we got to finish the tour. I'm like, what's happening? What's about to happen on this tour? Of course, when they go into the master, Banger is sitting there eating strawberries. So of course it's the new setup scene, Banger versus Adonis. Now, Adonis fights Banger again just off the strength of just fighting, just to fight. Prince is me. Prince is like, I ain't fighting over no bed, first of all, and I ain't trying to sleep and lay in no bed that somebody already been in. They probably been naked. They nuts has probably been smeared all on the sheets. Somebody else laid their head. I'm not fighting over no bed. I'm good. I'm cool. I will stay in the living room. And yeah, that would have been me. Now, John starts to lose his respect or for Adonis. And I feel like it happened at this moment because Adonis keeps fighting Banger. I believe that is that. I also believe that he's like, big dude, little dude, why you keep picking on the little dude? I kind of feel that. I could be wrong, but I kind of feel that. It shows up a little bit later on when they on the ATV, and not the ATV, the van, and he brings up Mo City to kind of lead into it. But I felt like he really wasn't vibing with what Adonis was throwing out there anyway. And so I felt like this was what he felt could be the moment to bring it out. But nobody really understands his response or why he's even caring about a Mo City or Adonis, to be honest. And I couldn't really understand it either. Like, I didn't understand. Like, he was saying he should have just never inserted himself or whatever. And I guess it's off the strength of him feeling cool or being cool with Mo City. I don't know. But again, I don't know. Because like Jada said, you are saying he shouldn't have inserted himself, but you're inserting yourself in this situation. So I kind of get what Jada was saying, and I kind of smidgenly get with what John was saying, but John could have just left well alone in love, left well alone, left it well. Whatever, y'all know what I'm trying to say. But I feel like John was already having an issue with Adonis already. He was just using this as the main reason to like bring it out. But no one was really feeling it. The thing that really happened this episode, like I said, overall, this was a pretty decent episode. But I want to really know the truth between Seace and Corey. Let me explain. Corey keeps saying that Seace is touching him and doing things that he feels that he's doing to Seace. touching his chest, touching his back. Seace is acting like he don't know what Corey is talking about. I'm not gonna say that Corey is coming out of nowhere with what he's saying because they talked about it when Corey was in the yellow speedos. But obviously, what Seace is thinking is not what he's doing or whatever the case may be. But I did see the camera did show, and this is what we need. This was great editing on this part. I didn't like how they went from sun to dark on the ATVs, then went back to sun. That clip should have never been in there. The editing was bad on that. But the editing was good in this because it showed us what these guys were talking about. He did touch the dude neck. And it wasn't like a yo, what up, a cool bro, or whatever. It was an acknowledged touched on the neck, and it was unnecessary. And now, my thing is, Seace has every right to tell you stop touching him. This is not the first time that he said, don't flirt with me, don't touch me, right? But then we're missing something because Corey is like, well, stop touching me then. And so obviously, well, not obviously, because I don't know Corey that much, but Corey is like, it's not given the way that you're painting out to be. Like, it's just real sociable. I'm real sociable, whatever. I don't know if Corey is like this with everybody else, but for me, Corey, Seace has made it abundantly clear what he does not like. He has made it clear what his boundaries are. And for whatever reason, you still don't accept or acknowledge his boundaries. That is a problem. And I feel like, why aren't we seeing what Corey is talking about with Seace? You know what I'm saying? If both of them are doing it, then both of them need to set clear boundaries and let it be left alone. But I think it goes into what Seace is saying with Corey in terms of like, I'm not interested in you. You keep flirting with me, blah, blah, blah. I think when Seace goes ahead and be nice and cutesy or whatever Corey is saying that he does, I feel like Corey thinks that that's a pass for it to be like, you know, be cool. But Seace is saying stop. And I feel like Corey is not accepting it because Corey feels like Seace is doing the same thing to him. I don't know because we don't see the footage. But this is very interesting and things get very dark because if I'm telling you stop touching me, and this is not the first time that I've said this, you're dancing around the topic when all you have to do is say, okay, my bad, I will stop. You feel like you could stole on me and everything's cool when we get off this bus. I don't know I don't know where we do that at. I don't know in what world Corey is on the right side of this, because it ain't mine. You do something that I asked you not to do over and over again. We've had this conversation before. I tell you stop. You dance around the bush acting like you're not doing anything. I tell you stop again, and you trying to make it seem like I'm the problem. But you keep crossing the boundary with me. So now I'm aggravated. Then you stand your one finger ass above me shouting at me when I'm telling you about the problem that I have with you because you keep crossing boundaries with me. Sit your ass down somewhere. I'm Seace. Sit your ass down somewhere. You got an attitude carrying on. I don't know why Seace stood up at this moment, because if you wanted Corey to sit his ass down, why are you standing up? Everybody know when you stand up, you ready to stole on. So you wanted Corey to sit down, but now you get up. So I'm Corey. I'm getting up too. And there was a moment where they both were standing up. My thing is, these two are way too close to each other. They talking real greasy around each other, and I ain't giving you that much space and opportunity to act like you gonna cross me. Not when you already crossing my boundaries. So for me, I felt like Seace thought he was just too smooth with it and too cool with it that he wasn't going to get popped. But then again, Corey felt that he was too smooth and too cool with it that he was going to pop. It was too much space and opportunity between the both of us. And I'm not giving you that lead up. I'm not. And I don't understand why all these boys always got their head turned to the side like they ain't really acknowledging the fact that I'm popping off on this and he's standing up right next to me. No. When Seace said, we'll see, it just reminded me of when Pretty P did that to Lex in the bus. We gonna see what? Who's gonna get it? Who you talking to? We don't need to wait to see. We can see right now. But the thing with Corey is Corey feel like he can size up on you, smash up on you, and then when he say he done, he done. No, 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 no. That ain't how that work. That ain't how that work, Miss Mamas. You come over here with your dainty ass, touch up on my neck and stuff. I get mad at you. You mad at me because I'm mad at you because you crossing the boundary with me. Then you stole off on me because I'm like, we gonna see. Mind you, say shouldn't have never been that close. But you stole off on me, and now you talking about I don't want to fight you no more. You dancing, getting up in the club, thinking everything is true. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. I understand Sage all the way through this particular moment. I understand Sage. What Sage be going through with John makes no sense to me. But what in this moment, I understand Sage 110,000%. And you really think shit's sweet because you running up in this club like you didn't just stole off on me. And you think that I'm going to abide by the rules and we ain't fighting because we in the club. You got me all the way. No, 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 Miss Ma'am. So Sage get that. But then it opens up a whole can of unnecessary shit. And now Jada want to fight for Sage because John want to fight Sage and all this carrying on. And, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like once you started with John, it's going to be up and it's just going to be stuck. I don't know what that looks like for John. But I feel like ain't nobody on John's side in this house. Like, John don't have a fellow straight man to vibe with in this house. I feel like John is constantly going against the gays. Not on purpose and not like a straight versus gay, but like, where's John's homie at? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How Shotty got his homie in Banger, I feel like John should have his homie in Cozy ain't it. But what did y'all think about this episode? I thought this episode was great. I thought this episode was super dope. Outside of the little plagiarist moment with the little ATV not working and Cozy, you know, naming the jackasses the cash crew. That was just all corny and all scripted. It was lame. But like the real thing happening between Cozy and Corey, I mean, Seace and Corey is just, it's reality TV. It's reality TV. Leave your comments below. Let me know how you feel. Who do you think is in the right or wrong, Corey or Seace? Thank you guys for watching. Deuces.